McDonald's in the UK have finally started selling McGriddles for a limited time, and it's fair to say the people that have tried it so far have had a fairly mixed reaction, whether they like it or they basically think it's the worst thing they've ever tasted in their life. Best way to summarise what it is, a sausage and egg McMuffin. I love those things so much, but take the muffin out and replace it with, well, maple infused pancakes. That's the American version one there. They do it with bacon, they do it with sausage, and also a folded egg. Now the UK version is getting a little bit of controversy because they just have a free-range egg dolloped in there, a little bit like an egg McMuffin, I suppose. Now, I've never had a McGriddle before. I'm desperate to try one. In fact, what better way to see what they're like than to go and get one ourselves? And I'm not gonna go on my own. No, I don't think you can eat one, mate. Hugo, do you fancy getting some McGriddles?
I would love one.
All right, let's go. So this is only available for about 6 weeks in the UK. We've never had it before. I've heard of these for ages. I wanted to do a homemade clone for a long time, and well, this is a perfect chance to try it and then compare it to an American DIY recipe. We can't brand it, but we'll talk about that later. Are you hungry, Hugo?
I'm very hungry, actually. I can't wait for this. I've had no breakfast.
Yeah, I think it's going to be all right, you know. We're getting near. I can see the golden arches. I can smell the muck, whatever it is. Hopefully it's muck good. I just thought what I'm going to say. Hi, what's a McGriddle? And I mean, if you say that in America, people are like, what? It's almost like saying, what's a Big Mac? There it is, McGriddles.
Are you using the app today?
No, I'm not, sorry.
No worries, we're gonna get for you.
What's a McGriddle?
So it's like a sausage and egg muffin, but it's got two kind of like little cakes instead of the muffin.
Do they do like bacon ones or anything, or is it just a certain...
Just sausage muffin.
Just sausage. Can you do it without the sausage, or...?
Yeah, I can do it without the sausage.
Actually, no, I have sausage ones. Can I have 4 of them, please?
On their own?
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's it, thanks.
No worries, thank you very much.
Cheers. What a lovely young lady. How informative about a McGriddle. However, she didn't say it was a pancake, which I think it sort of is, right?
Yeah.
A maple infused pancake. I would have liked that. Would have liked that.
£17.96.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let's reverse, Hugo.
There you go,
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you. God, that is so heavy. That is so heavy. Hugo, I think we've got like a ton of McGriddle. McGriddles, not McGriddle, sorry. God, I'm excited. I can't smell anything. I mean, as tempting as it is to go home, we must eat it hot. We must munge whilst it's hot, yeah?
Yeah, a hot one. You gotta try it hot.
Oh, I can smell egg now already.
Stinks.
Oh, they're warm, Hugo. This is very rare. This is very rare.
No, they're like really hot.
Right, I must say, that does smell quite maple syrupy.
Yes, sugar. Just sugar.
Yeah. Oh!
The patty's bigger than the bun.
So you've got like the McDonald's M on it.
You can see the little maple droplets there.
Yeah, they have got these cubes of maple, which we've got to try and imitate, which it smells so mapley. I can understand why people might feel a bit sick by this, actually.
Yeah, it does smell very sickly, doesn't it?
Also, they feel like they're weeping a bit. I feel like the syrup is oozing out of it, but that's why they've got these maple cubes in there, because they're supposed to like kind of like give you this like delicate caramelized mapley syrupy texture as you bite into it.
Yeah.
You just want to eat that, right?
Yeah.
Right, let's have a try. Oh, okay. It's like a McMuffin, except the main thing, obviously, not being a muffin and being like the pancake, it's got this real softness, chewiness. I think those pockets of maple syrup are making it a lot sweeter than it feels like it needs to be.
I really like that.
You do?
I love that.
It's disappointing they didn't do a bacon version. It's quite filling, I'll give it that. Right, let's get home and benchmark set. Right, so we're back and we've got, God, that smells like sweet eggs. We've got these at the end for comparison, which will be warmed up. We're going to try and make the homemade one. I really don't feel like having one right now, but it will take a little while to make, especially the mapley gelatinous things that are in there, which we'll start on now. Can you see these lumps that are in there? These are the lumps of maple syrup. I found this really interesting description. They're not exactly pockets of liquid syrup, but rather crystallized maple syrup that has been added to the batter. Sometimes described as maple sugar or brown spots, they melt while the pancake is cooked, providing a burst of maple flavor without making the sandwich soggy. Which I think actually it was a bit soggy. According to reports on the development of the McGriddle, this specialized technique was created to solve the issue of having a syrup-soaked sandwich, resulting in a sweet and salty taste. I will say when it was warm, it was definitely tacky, but now that is pretty rigid. In fact, I think the whole thing is now glued together, but we've had our fix. Well, how are we gonna make our own? Well, we're gonna take some warm water. I'm sure this is not how they do it in the factories. This is some powdered gelatin. Just get that through. I don't know about you, but that doesn't look the most appetizing thing right now, does it? But anyhow, we're gonna add maple flavor in there. It says not to use maple extract, which I've never really heard of before, but I did find online some maple flavoring. So, oh my gosh, that does smell just like it. That's amazing. You can actually get something called Mapeline, but I am not paying £33 to have that shipped to my house. So just to help give it a little bit of a maple infusion, I'm gonna put in some actual maple syrup. So if we just mix this together, hopefully it's gonna look a little bit more mapley. It certainly smells it. Oh yeah, it has got a nice color to it. All right. Beautiful. Now it might not look like it, but apparently this is gonna be our maple bits. That tastes mapley, but it tastes like a maple gravy. We'll add some sugar, hang on. Yeah, in fact, I've just checked the recipe clone website. One of them doesn't add sugar, one does. And based on how sticky my hands are, since we've returned back, I'm gonna go for it. And actually, it's made it more murky. There we go. Maple crystals, brown blobs, maple chunks, whatever they are, this is gonna need to set. Oh my gosh, that has made a massive difference. That actually tastes really, really good. Whether I want it in something as savory as we've already had is another question. I cannot get over how much that smells. So we'll put that in there. We really want to firm that up to kind of make, I don't know, like a gelatinous maple plate, which we will chop up to make those chunks. So let's get the sausage going. All right, so we're gonna base it on the patties you'd get from a sausage and egg McMuffin because it did taste pretty much similar. So this is some pork mince. We've got some thyme, some sage, salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, and it insists for the American version, I don't know if we have it in the UK, sugar, because we haven't had enough sugar yet. I'm just gonna mix that all together to season it. Oh my gosh, that's cold. Oh, getting a numb hand. Just working it through, honestly, this is so cold. But we're getting those herbs and spices nice and scattered around, okay? Beautiful, just made one jumbo giant pork meatball, basically. So I've got some egg molds here, and as we've seen, the American version has a folded egg, which is a challenge in itself that I'm looking forward to, and these are gonna be for the pancakes. So when we shape the pork now, it's actually gonna shrink back, so we've got the allowance to make it slightly bigger, and in fact, as we saw from the McDonald's versions, they were a bit too big. I guess what I'm saying is, I'm gonna have a little bit of slack here. We don't wanna make them too fat. Oh, the seasoning in that. Nice. Okay, so they can go in there to rest, and in that short time of just making that, this is pretty much set. All right, here we go, let's get this out. Oh my gosh, look. Just like McDonald's do, but I can't deny that is some maple blobs. And I don't mind if it's like that because we've got to slice it up. What do you think, Hugo?
That looks like some kind of like maple jelly. It looks absolutely awful.
Well, we do need to slice it into cubes. I was reading, they reckon there's about like 25 per pancake. And I'm not gonna go to that sort of level. I'm not gonna count them individually. And I don't feel like I wanna put anywhere near that amount in there. I have to try one, surely. It's mandatory, right? If it smells like it tastes, I might actually like it. For a brief moment, it'll feel like I'm in Canada on holiday. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that. Looks like a confused miniature stock cube. Tell you what, oh, that's strong. That is good. Have a waft of that, honestly. The smell of the maple from it, I've chopped it up even finer, and the plan is that it seeps that flavor into the pancakes as they cook. So we'll keep these nice and cold and start to work on the pancakes. All right, let's make this batter 1 egg. It's not just that, although that would be a bit of an epic climax there, wouldn't it? Sugar, salt, some whole fat milk. I didn't really sort of specify that, but I thought, oh, come on, we might as well go all out. Don't tend to buy it too much, really, but you get the semi-skim stuff, and this is buttermilk. So like proper pancake town territory here. The wet ingredients all together. That smells all right. We've now got some plain flour and bicarbonate of soda, which will hopefully puff it up a little bit. I don't know how much puffage we're gonna get. I mean, it was quite disappointing actually in the McDonald's ones. Well, there we go, that's thickening up. That's looking a little bit like it wants to be a pancake. All right, beautiful. A little bit of melted butter. Last thing going in. This is a recipe, by the way, from Top Secret Recipes or something like that, I think it's called. We had to pay 50p for this, but apparently this is the real deal. Top secret recipe, and now I'm putting it on the internet, which is ironically where we got it from. Nice. So I'm gonna get those maple chunks out of the fridge that are gonna get dolloped in there, and it is time to muck pancake. Gotta say, like, it feels like a lot easier just going to McDonald's. I realised like how much effort we've still got to put into this. So let's get these pancakes going. Got this lovely mould here, which of course, lovely mould, phrase I always say. Lovely bit of mould on the bathroom. Gonna completely lace that. I do not want this to stick. I'm gonna fill it with 3 tablespoons of this mix. And remember, it's not just that going in there. Very patiently over here, we have got our maple dollops, bits, cubes, drops, whatever. Just like getting a bit artistic with it. I'm a little bit there, a little bit there, like that. I want to put this on. Oh, there we go. It's going to push down anyway. To try and act. Oh my gosh, no, it's lifted it up. Stay. Not you, Boston. Hang on, if I move it one way. Oh, no, that's okay. That's okay. No, it's not. Yes, it is. What? Oh, you push it the other way. Oh my gosh, that was so ridiculous. Right, sorry about that. I'm putting the lid on to act as an oven. This is just how they do it at McDonald's. Gotta be honest, I said the word seep earlier, which is not one of the top words I want to say in a video when I'm making a recipe, but look, it's actually breaking down in there. Come away, my friend, come away. Oh, I mean, I've got a little bit of a strap. Ah, jeez. It's fine. Everything's muck fine. Oh, gosh. That's not bad. I think I burnt it a little bit, but that'll be the bottom bun. Yep, slightly brown one side, but hey, look at that. Golden colour. I can't get the M on it. I've kind of got an I. That'll do, donkey. In the words of Shrek, that'll do. I've got to be honest, I wasn't hungry, but now all of a sudden, I kind of am. These are some very muck puffy pancakes. Can you see the little pockets of maple syrup there where it's like melted into it? It smells so good. Right, I've got a hot pan now. That was a little bit out of my comfort zone. But one thing that isn't is cooking up the patties. Cooked lots of patties before. I'm just hoping it does shrink a bit. And normally they do. Actually, Hugo was just saying that they do ones that are just a sausage.
Yeah, just sausage in between two griddle cakes.
Have a look at that.
That would be so dry.
To be fair, that is shrinking up really, really well. And it's only when you actually make all the parts individually that you realise just how big a breakfast you had this morning. Yep. I'm really happy with that. And that is a great size compared to the pancakes. I'll get the other one cooked up and then let's move on to the egg. All right, let's get these eggs done then. So 4 eggs, some melted butter, milk. I guess we could season this any way we want, really. I have to say, the seasoning in that patty, we've just cooked those up. That is absolutely gorgeous. A bit of salt. So I think we'll keep it kind of plain Jane. Whisk this together. So basically a scrambled egg mix. All right, here we go. We're gonna make an eggy carpet. Let's see how we get on. I might just do a thin layer. I might do like maybe like the equivalent of 2 eggs. You can see the little puddles of the butter where it's kind of escaped and done a little island. I wonder how they do that in the restaurants. Does it just arrive like folded?
So I just found out that apparently the folded eggs in the United States, they come pre-packaged and then they just heat them up on a griddle. So they come folded from the factory.
They're already folded?
Yeah.
That would be a darn sight easier than this. I think I'm just gonna make some big eggy disc and then just fold it on a board or something. But hey, we're getting there, look at this. Basically making a weird omelette. I'm gonna try and make a part rectangle in the pan. There we go. We've got a straight edge. There we go. Oh, that is looking mucktastic there. Yeah, I've got a square. I just made a square. And as a middle-aged man, I just made a square of egg. Life is complete, Hugo. Life is complete. Look at that. If I just, look, I've got my rectangles. Yes. I might be doing that to give me a chance to get this thing off the pan. But I'm excited. Get over there like that. Ah, get under it. Come on, baby. Oh, I tell you what, 10% of it is still on the pan. One fold forward like that. Oh. Any American McDonald's restaurants watching right now, these are available for shipping, or they might be going in my McGriddles. Damn it, that was awkward. 7 hours ago, bought a McGriddle. So to be fair to it, oh my gosh, this is so cold, and this feels more like a McMuffin now. It's gone so dense. I will warm this up in the microwave, which is actually the steps for this clone recipe. It says you want to warm it all up, because I guess we made it in so many different batches, right? So I'll take a piece of baking parchment, and much like the ones we ate in the car, it is weeping. Look at that maple dollop. Nice big old processed piece of cheese on there. Oh, go on. The sausage patty. I feel a bit sorry for this thing. It all needs warming up. Folded egg on top. Oh, I cannot tell you how long I've been wanting to do a homemade one of these. But the ability to have one for comparison in my local McDonald's has been a real eye-opener. Oh my word, look at that. I mean, I haven't put an M on it or a B or anything like that. I'm not today, but blimey. I'm gonna wrap this up and warm it up and we'll compare them side by side. So McDonald's one straight from the microwave. I think it's just literally welded it. We'll worry about that another time. Our homemade one straight from the microwave. Oh my gosh, it has cloaked it. This is warm. This looks so good. Oh my, I'm so proud. I'm muck proud. Fancy one, Hugo?
Absolutely.
So let's have a go. Oh my gosh, it is weeping. Whoa, it's hot. That's quite similar to what I had about 700 hours ago this morning.
That's really nice. You can taste the seasoning in the patty a lot more.
Yeah, it's definitely got that more homemade feel, hasn't it?
Fresher feel. I'm definitely going to eat all that in a minute.
Are you?
Yeah.
Wow. I think I just don't really love it. Would I have it again? I don't know. It's quite an impressive like stack of food, isn't it? Like it certainly trumps the cornflakes.
And I actually prefer the folded egg to the fresh egg.
Yeah, that's
I
a good point. I think if you've never had one of these before, maybe try it if you get a chance to, whether it's homemade, whether your country's doing it. But fascinating. Thanks so much for the names on the screen that's helped support the running costs of the channel, and also on YouTube memberships now. Thank you to you guys too. Check out the video down below as well if you enjoyed this. You might enjoy that too. Cheers, Hugo.